Hi, welcome to the show. I'm Sergeant Richard Lloyd, Public Information Officer for the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office. With me is Jacqueline Kovac, Crime Prevention Coordinator. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
A lot to talk about today.
We do. We got a ton to talk about. Let's get started with our hot topics that we usually want to bring to you. That's events and happenings throughout Santa Rosa County.
Yes.
First up.
Well, we had another homicide in Santa Rosa County. This one took place in Navarre. Fortunately, we did catch the suspect in this case, Robert Shane Lucas. He is charged with first-degree premeditated murder for the death of Carrie L. Brewer. Now, she was somebody that was reported missing by one of her family members, and it was a very... For us, a very
it was
fast,
interesting for us.
Yeah,
yes.
Very fast process. But I think for the public, especially those that live near where this happened, time really slowed down for them,
Yes.
which makes complete sense. But tell us, what do we know about this case right now?
So obviously the homicide occurred. It was on a Tuesday, going into Wednesday. So from a law enforcement standpoint, it was a very unfortunate, tragic case. But a lot of folks have been asking us, how did it happen? How did it unfold? There's a lot of things we can't talk about because it hasn't gone to court yet, but we can tell you some of the things that involve the public, the general public, and that was we received a lot of tips in reference to this case. Crime Stoppers played a big part in it, and support. And what I mean by support is, yes, we did find the vehicle that was subsequently involved in it, and a chase had taken place. And the one thing that I really want to also mention is the tremendous amount of partnership and between Sheriff's Office, Florida Highway Patrol, Fish and Wildlife was involved in this, and the U.S. Marshal Service, and a great group of guys. And actually, they all are. They're an amazing group of guys. And when something like this happens, the cohesiveness of how we all work together is really amazing. And a lot of folks don't really see that. You think of Highway Patrol, you're thinking of maybe writing tickets or traffic accidents. Marshal Service, but when something like this happens, we all come together. In this case, within just a matter of 2 days, we were able to find this individual and put him behind bars. And it was just a great case. We ended up having a pursuit down Highway 98. He decided to amp it up and drive extremely fast. And when you're pursuing a homicide suspect, we generally don't pursue.
Right.
That's our blanket policy. There's some caveats in that, but we generally don't pursue.
And it's for safety reasons for everyone involved.
But for this case, everything worked out great. And one of the things that you don't hear about, or from our perspective, is it was very safe. From law enforcement on how we carried out the pursuit. There was a shooting that was involved. One of our deputies had to protect himself and ended up firing 2 shots. Did hit the vehicle. And ultimately, the person was taken into custody. One of the really cool things, again, from a law enforcement standpoint, is, and I heard from one of our deputies that was involved, is, in his 14-year career, it was the first time he ever saw people out in the street cheering us on, and just an amazing show of support. And that's Santa Rosa County. That's our citizens, and we never take advantage of that. It's a really good feeling, especially from our end. But it ended up, I think there was 1 car maybe that may have been struck. But other than that, everything went very well. Nobody got hurt. And we're glad that he's off the streets.
Yes, very happy about that. And we do want to thank everyone that took the time to make a phone call, whether it was to our non-emergency line, our emergency line, leaving a tip through Crime Stoppers. All of that helped one way or another. I know it was a couple calls to our dispatch center that helped lead us to the car and to ultimately finding him in the end.
There's a lot of, and here's what we always preach about, and also from a crime prevention standpoint, is no tip is small enough. Because when you're looking at it from our end, it's that one thing that looks a little out of place from a resident standpoint. I mean, you live there all the time. You know what to expect, what's normal, what isn't. And when you see something as small as it is, to say it's out of place and to call us, you're not bothering us. You actually may have a huge piece of that puzzle that you have there that you may not think is important, but call us. Don't ever be too shy to call us and give us that information, because it's those little things that end up being a big saver.
I always tell our neighborhood watch groups, it's better to call and feel a little embarrassed for calling and it not being anything than to have that feeling of guilt of
After the fact.
and then thinking, oh my goodness, if I only would have called.
I agree. But glad got them off the street.
Yes.
Unlock cars.
Yes.
Here we go.
Crime prevention. Please, people, lock your cars. It is one of the simplest, easiest, fastest things that you can do to prevent from being a victim to this crime. But we've had more happen. We had a couple happen up in the northern end of our county in Jay and in Milton. And we actually have a man, Sam Daniel Bass. He's
come call us and tell us how to pronounce
tell us if it's Bass or Bass. But he is wanted for a felony violation of parole. He is a suspect in stealing 3 firearms from unlocked vehicles. So first we have unlocked vehicles. We have guns left in unlocked vehicles, and then we have someone who's not supposed to even have these going and getting them out. So please, people, do not leave your weapons, do not leave your valuables, do not leave your purse in your vehicles, and especially do not leave your vehicles unlocked.
You know, last year, and I always say this, in 2018, there was 1 vehicle in the entire county that was broken into, and that was a window. Other than that, it was all unlocked cars, just, you know, what they call car hopping, just going from car to car and looking for the opportunity. If you lock your car, and we can show you videos of people just walking up to cars, and if it's locked, they move on. But most importantly is protect your stuff. You know, don't leave a gun. I mean, it's not responsible, but don't leave a firearm where it's going to be stolen. As a matter of fact, last year was the first time ever we had the same gun stolen, recovered, and then stolen again from the same car.
And I believe it was unlocked both times.
It was.
That stolen from.
It was.
Yeah. Well, that moves us to the next thing. There have been situations of cars having their windows smashed out to have items taken.
This year.
This year. I don't believe any of that has actually happened in our county. I believe the situation, it was an unlocked car as well. But the items that these suspects are grabbing, we don't know who they are, so we'll just show you the pictures of who we believe these suspects are. If you know who they are, you can call our Crime Stopper tip line 437-STOP. So here's their picture right now. But if you know, these people apparently were smashing car windows, stealing purses, stealing other items. So, you know, even if you are locking your car, just remember, if you have to leave, you know, a purse or something of value inside your car, and that's the reason you're locking it up, don't leave it out in plain sight. Put it under the seat. Put it in the trunk. Take it with you if you can, and still lock your car.
Let me mention this, the old trick of you take your purse and put it behind the seat and you put a towel on it, that's old.
Yeah,
put it in your trunk.
It's very clear that there's something under that towel or a coat or blanket, whatever
put it in your trunk. And it's simple. It's the one crime that you have the direct effect on. Just lock your car.
Yeah. So.
You know, one more thing I wanted to mention also.
Sure.
This group that's coming through, we do on occasion see a group from South Florida or somewhere else that travel through the area, and that's what they do. They go along 98, they go along Highway 90, and then they hit major stores or locations where there's a lot of folks. And so if you're on one of these major roadways, you're parking or whatever, again, it's just another reason to lock your car.
And you should do it regardless of whether you're on Highway 98 or Highway 90, anywhere, even in your driveway. So. All right, so the last thing that we're going to talk about before we take a quick break is Deputy Nick Hubbard. We are so thankful for everybody that has purchased tickets for the gun drawing that we just had, and it was such a great success that we have another group that is sponsoring another giveaway to help support Nick Hubbard and his family. So this next fundraiser is for 2 tickets to Zach Brown Band concert at the Wharf in Orange Beach on March 10th. The prize also includes 2 passes to a private pre-show hospitality lounge. So there's food and drinks before the concert, and this is all sponsored by Pirates on the Panhandle. Now there are a number of businesses in the Santa Rosa County area that has these tickets available to be sold
Yes.
to you, and they are $10 for 1 ticket and $20 for 3. So
And it's on our Facebook in case you want to check it out.
exactly, yeah. So
And
if you
Pirates on the Panhandle, really cool group of guys.
yeah, great.
They do some
nonprofit.
really neat things like the plunge. I couldn't do that polar plunge
No,
thing.
no.
Fun guys.
And I
great
lived in
group
the
of people.
north. And nope, didn't want to do it then. Don't want to do it here.
That's why I moved to Florida. But thank
Yeah.
you. We appreciate your generosity.
Thank you very
Ready for a
much.
quick break?
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.
Why are we here?
Because you guys busted me stealing from cars.
So how were you getting into these cars?
It's easy, man. I just open the doors.
What do you mean you just open the doors?
Most of the cars I get into are left unlocked.
What are you looking for when you get into these cars?
Cell phones, wallets, guns, purses with money, and even sunglasses. You'd be surprised what people leave in their vehicles. If people would just lock their cars. If people would just lock their cars.
This is where I grew up. I know the streets, I know a lot of the people. My father's been a police officer for over 25 years. It's sort of a family business. I feel very safe and proficient with what I have in my belt. I would not hesitate to put my life on the line for somebody else. I feel like the community here is very supportive. I love working in Santa Rosa County, and it is a great place to both live and work. I'm Jillian Fernandez, and I'm proud to be a Santa Rosa County Deputy Sheriff.
And welcome back. We got a really great section 2, portion 2 for our show. And here, sneaking into my left, is Deputy Jason Land with our K-9 division. And this is Deputy Odie, K-9. How are you, buddy? Yeah. So the reason we have them here today is the guys just went down, had some K-9 trials down in Lakeland, Florida. And the K-9 trials is a very interesting evolution for our K-9 division. And as we brought in Deputy Lance to kind of discuss a little bit about what they do, how they do it, and everybody loves our canines, a great group of dogs, and they're very valuable for our agency and for the citizens of the county. So welcome, Deputy Land. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you, Sergeant
I'm
Lord?
doing great. He may want to jump around a little bit, but that's all right. So we ended up getting a bunch of trophies, and you guys did an awesome job representing us and doing what you do. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about the trials and what it's about?
Well, the past week we were in Lakeland, Florida. We participated in the USPCA PD1 Region 1 regional field trials down there. And it was myself and 2 other Santa Rosa County deputies, canine handlers, and also a Gulf Breeze Police Department officer went down and competed in the certification.
And here are just 2 of the awesome awards that you guys ended up getting. I think there's a total of 4, right? And they were first place for agility, which was Deputy Sean Swindell and his
Correct.
K-9 Ziggy. Second place was obedience, which was Deputy Swindell and Ziggy. Third place, 2-man deputy patrol team was yourself, along with Deputy Swindell and Ziggy. 11th overall patrol dog was Deputy Danny Miller. Congratulations. 5th place agility, Danny Miller and Orcon. 2nd place, 2-man interdepartmental, big word, team, Deputy Miller, Orcon. Officer Travis with Gulf Breeze Police Department, and Loki, is that how you pronounce it?
Correct.
Cool. So you guys did a great job there. So it's a trial. So tell us a little bit about how that works. So you're actually getting certified at the same time, right?
Right.
Or it's a certification with a competition?
Yeah, there's a little competition mixed in. But it is a certification. It's a nationally recognized certification for patrol dogs. During the week, it consists of different battery of tests, including obedience for the canines, agility, article searches, suspect searches, and apprehension work, bite work.
So when we get certified, you're going there to get certified for what exactly?
Again, this one was just for the patrol work. So for pretty much suspect searches, obedience, just things that we can actually help and bleed over to the street work.
And in the same time, you're competing. It's a friendly competition, but
Right.
some of them take them very seriously, I hear.
Well, a lot of work goes into these dogs, and the amount of effort and training that goes into them. Sometimes it's a little hard not to take it not personal, but have a little competitive edge.
Hey, we're all type A guys, right? We want to win.
Absolutely.
And these dogs really serve a great purpose. And Odie does narcotics.
Yes, he is a dual certified patrol and narcotics dog. So he tracks, he can locate narcotics, search for suspects.
Oh, he likes it. I'm going to keep doing it. And how old is he right now?
He's almost 3.
And what's the average lifespan, or I should say, working time that he would have with Santa Rosa?
Well, first and foremost, obviously the health of the dog is going to come into play. But typically, average, I would say 5 to 7 years.
And that's pretty interesting. And what is the breed?
He is actually, from the best I can tell, half Malinois and half Dutch Shepherd.
Cool. Now, we're seeing more Malinois coming over to law enforcement. Shepherds used to be or still are. You can kind of tell the difference between the two?
Absolutely. Malinois, they tend to have a little shorter coat. They're a little leaner, smaller dog. And kind of, at the end of the day, it kind of gets down also to just opinions, Chevy, Ford kind of comparisons.
Right.
But they do tend to be a little lighter, body frame, structure-wise, a little quicker and more agile.
All right, he's sniffing on something here. What's everybody?
Quit petting him.
So
Seats.
when it comes to our dogs, we have the ones that work patrol, and we also have a couple other dogs that work in the schools, right?
We do. We have a single-purpose narcotics dog that is assigned to the school. So he's actually an SRO also. And recently, I'm sure the citizens saw on Facebook that the jail now has 2 bloodhound tracking dogs and also a single-purpose narcotic dog for the jail.
And we were the first in the state, I believe, to have those types of dogs. That their single mission is to search out and seek individuals that run from us and that kind of thing, which is a really great advantage. Because isn't it true, and pardon me if I'm wrong, but this type of dog is not geared towards the longer types of searches, is that correct?
Again, just my opinion, I think that comes down to training.
Right.
I mean, I've had numerous tracks here in the past couple months that have been over 2 hours.
Wow.
So they're capable of doing it, but I'm not going to say that they are on the level of just say a bloodhound. Quit.
So what got you into canines?
It's always kind of been a lifelong dream. This is actually my 8th year in canine.
Wow.
So
that's pretty
it's
awesome.
my second dog. My first one retired.
Awesome. I think that's about all we got. Is there anything else that you want to talk about the trials or anything that helped you out or?
No, like I said, it was a good week down there for us. I was proud of all the guys that went. They all did a great job.
Yeah, and great. Obviously, they won a lot of awards, brought them back. We're very proud of them, and it takes a lot of work. Also, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. So when you have your dog and you're on patrol, you're continuously training, right? Isn't that something that you also do on your own time?
Correct. It never stops. Initially, handlers have to go through a 480-hour FDLE certification, classroom portion and training. And then once
I think we're boring him.
Probably so. Once they complete that, it's training pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So we have
It's a
maintenance
full-time
training.
commitment, right?
I'm with him more than my wife and children.
Wow.
So.
Well, Deputy Land, thank you for coming on. Thanks, buddy, for coming on. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Why are we here?
Because you guys busted me stealing from cars.
So how are you getting into these cars?
It's easy, man. I just open the doors.
What do you mean you just open the doors?
Most of the cars I get into are left unlocked.
What are you looking for when you get into these cars?
Cell phones, wallets, guns, purses with money, and even sunglasses. You'd be surprised what people leave in their vehicles. If people would just lock their cars.
From that first day when I started hearing stories about what law enforcement actually, entailed, I was hooked. I'm very involved with, being on the SWAT team. It's my niche, if you will. I take pride in what I do. And my wife grew up in Santa Rosa County. I have 2 children, one on the way. I try to be the best husband and father I can be. Hopefully at the end of the day, make me a better cop as well.
I am Michael Ramirez, and I am proud to be a Santa Rosa County Deputy Sheriff.
Hi, welcome back. Wow, that was fun. That was really cool having Odie on board with Deputy Land. So
I love seeing our dogs.
anytime there's a dog around, I'm just a big mush.
I'm like a little kid again. I'm like, can I pet the dog? And hey boy, and so good. Yeah.
And we all have a bunch of great guys that work for our canine unit, and they really represent well. Every time they go somewhere, they're always winning awards and doing a great job. So again, congratulations to all the canine deputies. So hey, favorite part of the show, the wanted fugitives.
We have 8 of them today. So if you know where we can find any of these individuals, go ahead and call Crime Stoppers 437-STOP or go online, srccs.com.
P3 app.
Yeah.
P3 app by Anderson Software.
Yes.
So let's get started. I'll take the first one. How's
Okay.
that? All right, first up is Mario Deshaun Samuel. He's a black male, 38 years of age, approximately 6 foot 2 inches tall, 190 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes, and he is currently wanted for possession of cocaine with a $10,000 bond, and he is violent. So if you see him, contact local law enforcement. We need to get him.
All right. Next up, we have Kevin Lee Tolson. He is a white male, 42 years old, approximately 6'1" and 150 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He is wanted for fleeing and eluding, failure to obey a law enforcement officer ordered to stop, and knowingly driving without a license.
And next up is Owen Vernell Campbell Jr. He's a black male, 34 years of age. He's approximately 5'9" tall, 240 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes, and he is wanted for a violation of probation, robbery without a weapon, but with a deadly weapon. And it doesn't make sense, but he's a bad guy. Grand theft, less than $5,000, and again, he's violent and could be armed, so just watch out for him.
Next, we have Michael Anthony Whitten. He is a white male, 23 years old. He's approximately 5'8", 160 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes, and he is wanted for stalking, following, harassing, cyberstalk another, and he is also considered violent. And
next is Robert Jason Dunn, and he's wanted out of Gulf Breeze Police Department. He's a white male, 47 years of age, approximately 5'10", 175 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes, and he's wanted for burglary of an occupied dwelling, grand theft, less than $5,000.
Next, we have Olivia Tally Fleming. She's wanted for possession of marijuana with the intent to sell, manufacture, deliver, possession of drug equipment, and she has a failure to appear for a battery domestic violence charge. She's a white female, 36 years old, is 5'5", 120 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes.
Next up, Jordan Adam Couch, and he's wanted for fraud, illegal use of a credit card. He's a white male, 35 years of age, about 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, and has brown hair and blue eyes.
Last up, we have Clinton McDaniel. He's wanted for intimidation, send written threat to kill. He's a white male, 39 years old, approximately 5'9", 215 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. And again, if you see any of these individuals, you can call Crime Stoppers 437-STOP, use the website srccs.com or the P3 Tips app.
Yes. I just love the look of those trophies.
It
Don't they
looks
look
so
great?
nice.
They look awesome. What you can't see is this one, which is really
the
neat.
little.
This little
That one's
metal.
for Orkin.
Yeah, he needs to wear that on
Yes.
patrol, actually.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
Imagine, let's get a picture.
Let's do it.
Put it on our Facebook. Let's quickly talk about Santa Rosa Speak Out program. A lot of parents, I'm hoping they all know about it, but if you don't know about it, we just want to reiterate what the Santa Rosa Speak Out program is. So last year, right after the Parkland shooting, Santa Rosa County Crime Stoppers, along with the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office and the school board, we came up with a program that's called Speak Out. And that Speak Out program is an anonymous way for students to give information in reference to just about anything that's happening at a school. And there's a whole list of things. We're looking for graffiti, threats, violence, guns, bullying, just about anything that is happening at the schools. Mm-hmm. And that program has just skyrocketed. We've gotten well over 160, 170 tips so far this year, and it is working amazingly because with our school resource officers, what happens is when you contact Speak Out, that tip goes immediately to law enforcement and school resource officers. And there are times where You know, you can submit pictures, video, whatever you want. And an example of that would be a situation where there was a school bus, there was a fight, kid videotaped it, sent it over to Speak Out, and before that bus came to a stop, the SRO, School Resource Officer, was waiting. And that's how quick it is. And we respond to that. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week program. It's been working amazingly well in our school system.
And it's 100% anonymous.
100%. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And it's also, we've also had parents call in, which is wonderful. That means that the messages are reaching home as well. We've had several very serious issues that were thwarted, I like that word, because of the program. And thank you for the partnership with the Santa Rosa County School Board for allowing this program to take place. And it's really been a win-win. No cost at all to the citizens of Santa Rosa County. And the reason Crime Stoppers is involved is because the infrastructure from Crime Stoppers was carried right over. And it's called Speak Out for the Kids, and it's amazing. The only difference is there's no rewards for the information.
But we're teaching the kids how to do the right thing.
Exactly, and that's the whole premise behind it. It is really an amazing program, and we're coming up short on time, but we don't want to miss some of the office updates. So go ahead and take care of those.
So we just had a swearing in for one of our new deputies, Chrissy Larrabee. Yes, she used to be a dispatcher for our agency, and now she went to school and is now sworn in one of our newest deputies. And then we also said goodbye to someone in our office, Ramona Sandy, after 12 years of being an administrative clerk. She has chosen to retire and is wrapping up her final week. So congratulations to Chrissy for joining our agency, and you know, Ramona, we wish you the best of luck with your retirement. And
we have some open positions. Folks, if you want to come work for us, we have an amazing agency, great leadership. Go to our website, Santa Rosa County, Santa Rosa Sheriff.org. I'm thinking of Crime Stoppers. Check out the careers tab and come join us, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for tuning into the show. Go.